Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Live with Ty. Better please.
We all know him pretty well.
And you guys are so excited. I was thinking,
Live with Ty starts now.
Fresh off being crowned regular season men's soccer champions for the second year in a row, making their first appearance in the 10th episode of Live with Ty. Please welcome Andrew Wike and Andrea DiBlasio.
Hi.
What's up, guys?
So tell me a little bit more about this fine system that you guys have on your team. I hear it's quite expensive.
Yeah, it is quite expensive. We have this fine system where basically there's a bunch of rules, but if you're late to practice, leave laundry out, wearing the wrong gear, leave dishes in the dining hall, which guys do quite often, it's a $5 fine. And John Roman is kind of like the commissioner of all the fines, and he holds all the fines for the guys. So
Yeah, I mean,
I
call myself the associate.
You're the associate.
Yeah, I might not actually be the associate, but you know,
Okay.
I'm the one that takes the pictures.
Oh, you take the pictures.
Yeah.
So you
Me and
get
John
the
have a little
evidence.
deal.
Okay. What's the most outrageous one-time fine someone's received?
I think you actually have received the most outrageous fine of all
How's that?
time.
What did I do? I mean, I don't remember.
Yeah, I know. You usually don't do much wrong.
Okay.
But we were on a trip a couple weeks ago, and you were an hour late for team dinner.
An hour late.
Yeah,
That completely set my rhyme.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I gotta talk to John Roman now, or can I just squash this right here with you?
I don't know, man. That's a job for John Roman.
That's a job for John Roman. Okay, that's a job for
It's
John
above my
Roman.
pay grade. Come on.
Okay, I get you. So, Wike, now you're the number one keeper. Can you talk to me about your little bit of your journey and how you got there? You weren't always there, but you are now.
Yeah. So early on in my career, I was behind a great goalkeeper, Francesco Montali. We all know him pretty well. And the things he did at BU, he was back-to-back goalkeeper of the year. Ended up getting drafted to Philly, and he's a great goalkeeper, a great friend of mine, and he was great to learn under. And I knew there would come a point in my career where I'd get the nod, and I'd just have to be ready. So. And I think I've taken the opportunity that I've been given this season so far. So, yeah.
Amazing. Love to hear that. Andrea, you left Syracuse the year you guys won a national championship. What about that?
Yeah, I mean, it was sick. Honestly, that experience alone, shapes you as a soccer player, shapes you as a person. You're surrounded by players that, go on to play the next level, and as a freshman, that's your one goal. You come into NCAA soccer to then try to play in the MLS. So it was a great experience. I wasn't playing. I didn't play that much, Similar to Wike, I was like in an area where I wasn't that guy, and I wanted to, venture out and prove myself somewhere else. So BU was the place I chose.
Awesome. So, Wike, when did you fall in love as a goalkeeper, growing up as a goalkeeper? When did you fall in love with getting hit by the balls, or did you just love yelling at people?
I don't really think I ever fell in love with it, per se. I think it was just the position I was best at.
Okay.
I remember growing up, my brother played growing up, and he needed someone to shoot on. So we had a goal in my backyard, and my parents would throw me in the goal with, like, catcher's gear on. Because, if I got hit with the ball back in that day, I would have gotten hurt. But that's kind of how I started. And, yeah, I love it now. I don't know if I'm in love with it, but yeah, I kind of like yelling at the guys. It's a fun time,
get them going.
Because they drive me insane.
That's
our job. That's our job.
And when did you love, I guess, scoring on people like Wike as an attacker? When did you fall in love with it?
Since a young age, I always thought myself as an attacker. I love scoring. I love seeing the goalie like get mad. Just like seeing them like kick the post. Just it enlightens me. But especially on Wike, me and Wike always have a little chirp during training.
Okay.
And we have that friendly competition, so it's fun. I mean, it's fun to score. You get to dictate the game. If you score, your team is winning. So if you can't score, you can't win the game. So
Can't move on. Wike, you're also now captain.
Mm-hmm.
How have you embraced that leadership role?
Yeah, I mean, being captain's great. I love being a leader for the boys.
Get to yell at people more.
Get to yell at people more. And I think through the season, that's one thing I've changed the most. I thought once I was captain, I had to be hard and yelling at the guys all the time. And I realized that maybe that's not the best way to try and help and lead the team now, because these guys aren't the greatest listeners. I drive myself crazy.
He tries to take advantage. He tries
if
to
I
take
yell at
advantage.
them all the time. So now I'm kind of more chill, mellow, and but yeah, no, it's great. I love it.
And then, so as a captain, something you have to do is give these speeches, right?
Yeah.
So, Andrea, what's your favorite speech that Wike has ever given before a game?
I think he's consistent with it all, honestly. Every single time he says a speech, the guys get fired up. And honestly, I don't want to be that guy. Aiden Bone did have the best speech.
Yeah, my speeches have been lacking lately.
Yeah,
Okay.
but
his was good. His are good.
yeah, but he had that one off. But White consistently, hypes up the boys before the game, and I think he's doing a great job at that.
Awesome. So, Wike, you also got Goalkeeper of the Week following the win where you scored the game winner against Bucknell.
Come on.
Is that a full circle moment when you get an award like that?
Yeah, it is a full circle moment. It meant a lot to get the award. Obviously, it's more important to win the games, and that's what we care about. But getting the awards was nice, and yeah, it just means that I'm doing my job, and the guys in front of me make it pretty easy for me. So I haven't had to deal with a lot of shots this year. Our back line's been holding it down, but I just try to keep them out of the net when I have to. So.
And Andrea, when you got Offensive Player of the Week following the win against Army, is that also a full circle moment for you, given your journey and coming to BU?
Yeah, of course. I mean, not given the opportunity at Syracuse, you come here and you want to score, you want to help the team, and I feel like I did that. The year started off a little slow, but once you score the first goal, you get your confidence up and stuff. So, first career goal against Army, first Offensive Player of the Week. I feel like I've done a good job so far.
So,
Yeah.
given that goal that you scored, somebody that you can always point out in the crowd is actually your dad. He's quite a character.
Yeah.
You can always notice him in the stands cheering you on. What is it about your dad that I guess makes him so unique?
Yeah, I mean, my dad since a young age, he's brought me to training every day. He's there with me through my youth career. He's always been there. He always recorded, my games, and a lot of the clips I showed to college coaches when getting recruited was him behind the video. And, I do it for my family. I do it for my father. I do it for my mother, my sister.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's cool. Just him being at the games is something I look forward to, and something, I just want to play better just because he's there.
Because he's very passionate.
Yeah.
Whenever
loud.
he's very loud, he definitely gets
Yeah, I mean, in video, when we watch video, we sometimes hear him in the background. But I feel like, a lot of the guys appreciate that. Every team I've played on, they always say, "Yo, your dad's sick." It's awesome to see that, and I appreciate it. We need that support. More people should come to the game and be as loud as him. But yeah.
Is that
sick.
something that comes unique just to your dad, or has something to do with his Italian heritage, or
You
is
know,
it kind of mixture?
Yeah,
of
I mean,
both?
if you watch
You think
Italian
Italian
blood
for
for
sure?
sure.
Yeah,
For
I mean,
sure?
if you watch the Italian national team, when they sing the national anthem, they have that amount of passion, and everything that we do, we try to do it well. We try to do it at the best of our ability. So, I mean, if he has to cheer us on, he's going to do it his best way that he knows,
Well, I actually like that you bring that up because I tried to watch the Italian national team. They just haven't been making it that far in the competition.
Wow, that's a low blow. That's a low
But,
blow.
hopefully.
Nah, we'll be back. Euro
be back?
2020, we won.
Okay.
We'll be back. Don't worry.
Okay, got you. So you guys also live off campus. When you guys came into the team, you guys had the choice to live on campus or off campus. What's some of the best parts about living off campus?
I think there's a lot of pros to living off campus. I'm a big proponent of living off campus. You kind of have your own space, and you're a little more independent. Yeah, and I just feel like there's a lot more freedom with what you're able to do off campus versus on campus.
Any cons? It sounds like you
Cons,
might-
yeah, actually.
Okay, you have a
Yeah,
list ready to
there's
go.
definitely some cons. There's sometimes we have mice, around the house.
Mice, not rats. Just
No, rats outside, mice are inside.
okay, got
Yeah.
you.
But this is new. I don't know. This is a new thing. The mice are in the house, and so
It's kinda
we deal with
gross.
them pretty well. I don't know why they choose our house because not one has left.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so yeah, I think they should stay away from our house if I'm going to be honest. Yeah, it's not going to be a good day for them.
So in terms of, I guess, being off campus, your roles within the house, who's a better cook and who's messier out of the two of you guys?
I don't cook.
You don't cook.
No, I don't like cooking.
You don't like cooking.
I could cook
But you
the
are
pasta.
you are a mess though.
No, come on.
You leave stuff in the living room all the time.
Like that's you.
I'm
Every
the
single
I'm the
time.
cleanest one in the house.
Every single,
not close.
every single time there's a package, it's Andrew Wike's name on it, and it's out there for at least 3-4 days.
But after I open it, then I throw it away.
And then you're saying I don't.
But
throw it
I
away.
don't think either of us are the main problems in the
No.
house because he doesn't cook.
I don't
Okay,
cook, so
doesn't cook.
the dishes aren't my fault. The dishes aren't my problem. I keep to myself usually. I'm the typical little DoorDash. I go to the dining hall. I have a little
Okay.
dining plan. So I mean, I think the problem.
We got a couple roommates that don't do the dishes or take out the trash,
And they cook.
And they cook, and,
they
it's a
cook,
problem.
and it's a problem, yeah.
You know, that might be why the mics come in. It could be on them.
Full circle moment.
Full circle moment. Yeah.
So another thing knowing about the soccer team here is that 75% of the team are in these committed relationships, right? They have girlfriends, they have all those type of things. Who out of the two of you guys both have girlfriends, is a bigger simp? And right now, Andrea, you do have the lead. I mean, your girlfriend Bailey's in the control room.
Yeah.
Hey, Bailey.
Right there.
She's right there.
I'd say
Out of the
it
two of
is.
you guys.
I'd say it is me.
Okay.
You know, I do post. I like posting my girlfriend.
Okay.
I mean, I do love her. So, Wike is a simp
do
too.
also
Wike
love
is a
my
simp.
girlfriend.
Yeah, I know you do. But Wike is a simp. Wike is a simp behind the scenes. You know.
Yeah.
Okay.
You won't really see much of his girlfriend on his Instagram,
Mm-hmm.
but you know when they hang out and stuff, you could see Wike is
My most recent post, she's on there like 2 times. In
yeah,
the slide.
but not the
That's
not the
bad.
first slide.
That's not the,
How,
yeah,
how,
not
how
the
recent
slide.
how recent is your most recent post?
I think 3 months ago. I haven't posted since then.
Okay.
And she's in there
So
twice.
cobwebs
and
starting
she
to form a little
throws
bit.
it. She's been on a couple stories since
No,
then.
no,
you
it's
know?
yeah.
How important would you say having a partner in your athletic journey has been to you guys?
I think it helps me a lot, just kind of having that steady part of your life, you know? Because soccer or any sport, you know, like it can be good, bad, whatever, a lot of ups and downs, but to have a partner where you just know like it's just going to be steady and like kind of your rock per se, like it's really important for me.
Yeah, I mean, same to me. I feel like my girlfriend, you know, she keeps it honest with me as well. You know, if I have a good game, she's there to support me. If I have a bad game, she's there to build me up, but also tells me, you know,
Okay.
you could have done a little better. And you know, I appreciate that. You don't want that many yes people around you. You want people to push you and be your best person. So, you know, shout out Bailey.
Yeah, she does not pull any punches.
No,
She does not.
So speaking of goals and celebrations, you often hit the same salute when you do score. When did that come about? When the first time you hit it this season, that same game when you're offensive player of the week?
Yeah, so it's a lot of the guys thought I did that because we played Army.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah,
I was watching.
I
the game.
thought as well.
I'm
I
not.
was like, surely.
I'm
Yeah.
not that disrespectful as a person. No, but
I thought it was a sign of respect.
no, but
I liked it.
I remember it was a training session I had at Med Oval, my youth team, and you know, there was right before I got out of school and right before the training, you know, I like to get in a little FIFA game, and one of my players, like we scored, pressed the A button, he did a salute. I was like, you know what, I like that celebration. So in training that day, I scored a goal in training, and you know, those small-sided games get heated, so. You know, I hit the little celebration and I hit the salute, and ever since then, it's stuck with me. So.
And it stuck with you. And like, as a goalkeeper, you have tons and tons of saves. Watching a game against Holy Cross last night, you had 3 massive saves, but no celebrations.
Yeah.
Like, what's up with that? The next thing you do, you're yelling.
Yeah,
no
I know.
celebrating. What's up with that?
I mean, I think it's different than scoring a goal. You know what I mean? Like, because really, I'm the only one who's excited when I make a save. So I. Feel
mean,
like
sure.
No, I'm excited. I'm
But
excited.
if
You saved the
but
goal.
like, it's not the same. It doesn't really hit the same.
Yeah.
And also, when I make a save, I kind of have to worry about the next play.
Yeah, of
Because
course.
there's a quick play after, so I can't really be, you know, pumping my fists and saluting, you know. But
Okay.
just kind of got to move on with the next
You gotta
thing.
try.
Okay,
sometime.
got you.
Yeah.
So you celebrate after.
After, yeah.
Okay. And
Yeah.
what do some of those celebrations look like?
I kind of scream, pump my fists. I don't really have a signature celly, though.
Okay. That's something you can maybe work on a little
Yeah,
bit.
that's something I got to work on.
Because you're gonna be huge in the playoffs. So you guys just won regular season champions.
So did you.
So did I.
So did you.
What's
Yeah.
next for you guys?
Semifinal on Tuesday. We're at the Nickerson, I think 6 o'clock on Tuesday, maybe 7. But yeah, we're not sure who we play yet. We got to wait and see what the results are on Saturday. So the
Yeah, I
boys
mean-
are looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's cool. It's important for us. You know, that's been our goal all season, and you got to take it game by game. And you know, we're looking towards the final, but you know, the first step is the semifinal. So it's gonna be exciting.
Something that's really cool about being the 1 seed is that you guys get to host.
Mm-hmm.
So if there was a destination, let's say a scenario where you guys weren't the 1 seed, what's the least destination that you would want to go to? Like, oh my gosh, do not take me to
Honestly, probably away at Lafayette.
there. Why?
It's just a tough place to play. The field, the grass is thick. They really like their long throws, and like they're really good at facilitating getting the ball back in quick with the ball boys there for long throws. And yeah, the field's just thick, bumpy, something we're not used to with playing at Nickerson.
Got you. So what's one thing that for the both of you guys you wish more people knew about your sport?
there's a stigma that like soccer isn't really a hard sport per se. Like, a lot of people say, oh, like you play soccer, like who really cares? I mean, I feel like it's physically challenging, it's mentally challenging, and day in and day out you got to go and perform. And if you don't, someone's gonna probably take your position or outshine you, and you don't want that to happen. And I feel like a lot of people don't really know that, and I feel like America has to switch to what the Europeans see. I mean, I feel like it's such a good sport, such a cool sport, and if more people show out to the games, it just builds the energy.
Yeah, I'd probably agree with that. Just the stigma that it's like not a very physical sport, because like guys do get banged up a lot, and and like it's
People
really hard
dive.
on the body. Yeah,
I think there's flopping in every sport.
Yeah, there's flopping in every sport now, and honestly, shout out to soccer for kind of being a catalyst for that. We're kind of changing the way other sports are played. So I think that's pretty, something that should be talked about. Like people are starting to follow our lead. So
Yeah,
that's
they
pretty
are.
cool,
I mean, look at LeBron, man.
Yeah, right. Like even the GOAT's doing it. Like so, but yeah. Also, yeah, I think like more Americans need to realize how like big the game is on like a world scale
for
too.
sure.
It's the world's biggest game. So, yeah.
Be sure to keep up with all things men's soccer on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And make sure you tune in on ESPN or at Nickerson Field on November 12th to see Andrew and Andrea star in their conference semifinals. Until next time, I'm your host, Tyler Johnson.